Hey guys, so this is what a month-old chick looks like. You can see the feathers are all grown. It is actually looks like an adult chicken. So this being 4 weeks of brooding, we managed to lose only 3 chicks out of the 400 that we received. So which should be I believe it should be less than 2%, which is actually expected of the total flock. So, which means this flock is, or rather, this type of breed is very hardy, and the livability is very high. According to the manual, it's supposed to be more than 96% of them are supposed to survive any kind of condition. So that is very good for us farmers. So, guys, this being 4 weeks, I'll just try to highlight some of the major things you're supposed to consider before you start this kind of project. So because it's very important that you have a number of things to look into before you actually bring in your chicks. So number one, we look at the temperature. Okay, so for temperature, guys, it should be between 31 and 33 degrees. That is the room temperature. And it should be gradually be decreased as you move towards the fifth week. So from 33, that is the first week. As you get to the fifth week, it should be around 20 to 22 degrees. So at the fifth week, it means the chicks have grown the feathers and they are able to regulate their own body temperature. So if you are keeping your chicks in a brooder like mine, which has a sawdust on the floor, you can actually choose to place a stove or your source of heat at the center of the room so that it reaches all the sides of the room. So the lid on the floor helps actually to also regulate the room temperature. Therefore, the chicks don't sleep on the cold concrete. So number two, and this is very important, is the feeds. So before you bring in the chicks, make sure the feeds are well distributed in the room. So like for me, I have more than 5 feeders. Some of them are plastic cuttings and then the rest are actually wooden, and they are very well spread throughout. So the reason for this is to ensure that the feed, all the chicks have access to the feed and also actually water, so that they don't cram in one place or one spot where there is actually feed. So make sure the feeds are distributed in all the positions, actually on the floor very well, and make sure you have many feeders so that all the chicks can be able to access the feeds. Now another thing is water under the feed. So we have water. Actually, make sure the water is very well distributed. We have a lot of drinkers in the room. So depending on the number of chicks that you have, for me I have 400, and 5 drinkers are enough for me because these are 3.5 liter drinkers. They are very big, so they are enough for me, so I can fill them very well. So number 3, guys, another key important thing to look at is the biosecurity in your brooder or the barn where you are keeping the chicks. So biosecurity deals with the control of diseases entering your farm. So make sure you have a footbath at the entrance of the farm or at your gate. That is if your farm is very big but it's very small and you have a very small barn, you have to place a footpath at the entrance so that before somebody comes in or enters the room, if you have a worker, let's say, or you yourself, you have to dip your feet in the footbaths before you enter the room. So that way you're able to control the bacteria, all the diseases that could actually enter your farm. So guys, I'll actually try to keep this very short. So those are the 3 important things you have to look at before you bring in your chicks. So we've said number 1 is the temperature of your brooder. Number 2 is the feeds and the water. So you make sure they are well distributed and you actually have enough to last for the whole period. And then number 3 is the biosecurity. This is very important. So you don't want to introduce diseases to your farm at that very early age, because at that age, 1 to 5 weeks, the chicks are very susceptible to diseases. simply because their immune system has not grown very well, or their immune system is not very well developed. So